Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jinger Duggar shares struggles to have kids due to upbringing. Counting on alum Jinger Duggar Vuolo recently made headlines after participating in the latest episode of the Unplanned podcast with Matt and Abby. The 30-year-old mom made some shocking claims about her parents and the IBLP. Some of them were about their shocking superstitions and comments about adoption. But Jinger surprised many fans after opening up about her struggles to have kids due to her upbringing. Keep reading to see her shocking statements. Counting on, Jinger Duggar shares shocking superstition of family. One of Jinger's revelations during the podcast was about her family's superstition. According to the Counting on alum, the IBLP taught them that not obeying parents would lead to horrifying consequences such as car crashes. Things could also get worse if they continue to disobey. However, some Reddit users think it's just an example of Bill Gothard's twisted teachings. Jinger shares struggles to have kids due to upbringing. During the same podcast, Jinger opened up about her struggles to have kids. According to the former Counting on star, she was never the type of child who wanted to babysit nephews and nieces, before adding that she wanted to have kids, but not as many as some would think. "I wanted to have kids, I was just really afraid of the thought of having as many as possible," she added. Jinger Duggar Vuolo later mentioned that Bill Gothard taught families to have as many kids as possible, and she thought that it was going to be her destiny as well. "Once I realized that I don't need to have as many kids as possible, I felt a massive weight off of my shoulders," she added. Counting on, Jinger Duggar shares experience seeing beat-down moms. Jinger Duggar Vuolo also shared some of her reasons as to why she didn't want to have many kids. According to Jeremy's wife, she saw many moms in such settings who were so beat down. The Counting on alum added that they were having child after child to the point that they were always on bed rest. They were so sick, the younger siblings were having to take care of the other kids for the 9 months that the mom was sick, she explained before confessing, "I was so afraid to think about that." Jinger Duggar Vuolo, once a fixture of the Duggar family's highly scrutinized world, recently opened up about the challenges she's faced in her journey to parenthood. Known for her role on 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On, Jinger has long been seen as one of the most independent and introspective members of the Duggar family. But her revelations about her struggles with starting a family shed light on a more complex, deeply personal journey, one influenced by her strict upbringing and its lingering effects. Breaking away from the Duggar mold. Jinger's upbringing in the Duggar household was anything but ordinary. As part of a family that adhered to the stringent teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles (IBLP), every aspect of her life was tightly controlled, from her clothing to her courtship process. Even her understanding of womanhood and motherhood was shaped by the ultra-conservative ideals preached by her parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. In recent years, however, Jinger has become more vocal about her desire to live life on her own terms. Her marriage to former professional soccer player Jeremy Vuolo marked a turning point, as the couple moved away from Arkansas to start a new chapter in Los Angeles. This physical and emotional distance gave Jinger the space to reflect on her past and question the values she had been taught. But while she's been able to shed many of the restrictive beliefs she grew up with, Jinger admits that their impact still lingers, particularly when it comes to starting a family. Struggles rooted in fear. In a recent interview, Jinger candidly discussed how her upbringing has affected her ability to embrace the idea of motherhood. "I always thought having children would be automatic for me, just like it was for my mom," she explained. "But when the time came, I realized I had so many fears I hadn't dealt with. One of those fears stemmed from the immense pressure she felt growing up to view motherhood as her ultimate purpose. In the Duggar world, having children isn't just a personal choice, it's a duty, a calling tied to religious ideals of submission and procreation. Women are encouraged to embrace their roles as caretakers and homemakers, often at the expense of their own identities and ambitions. For so long, I felt like I didn't have a choice in the matter, Jinger shared. Even after leaving that environment, those feelings didn't just disappear. They were deeply ingrained. The psychological toll of high expectations. Jinger's struggles aren't solely rooted in fear of motherhood itself, but also in the weight of expectations placed on her from a young age. Growing up in a household where her mother gave birth to 19 children, Jinger often found herself caring for her younger siblings. While this experience taught her valuable skills, it also left her feeling overwhelmed and, at times, resentful. It was like I was a mini-mom before I even had the chance to figure out who I was, she said. I love my siblings, but I didn't get to have a normal childhood or teenage years. That shaped the way I view parenting now. Jinger admitted that this dynamic made her wary of having children too soon after marrying Jeremy. Jeremy was so understanding, she said. He never pressured me. He knew I needed time to work through everything before we even started thinking about kids. The role of therapy and faith. A significant part of Jinger's journey has been seeking professional help to untangle the complex emotions tied to her upbringing. While therapy wasn't something openly discussed or encouraged in the Duggar household, Jinger decided to pursue it as a way to heal and grow. Therapy has been a game changer for me, she revealed. It helped me see that I don't have to repeat the patterns I grew up with. I can create a new path, one that works for me and my family. At the same time, Jinger remains deeply rooted in her faith, though her interpretation of it has evolved. She credits her relationship with God for helping her find peace and clarity in the midst of her struggles. Faith is still a huge part of my life, but it looks different now, she said. I've learned that God's plan for me doesn't have to look like anyone else's, not even my parents'. A journey toward motherhood. In 2018, Jinger and Jeremy welcomed their first daughter, Felicity. 2 years later, they had another daughter, Evangeline. But Jinger's road to motherhood wasn't without its challenges. She has spoken openly about experiencing a miscarriage between her 2 pregnancies, describing it as one of the most difficult periods of her life. That experience taught me so much about trusting God and letting go of control, she said. It was a reminder that life is fragile and precious. Despite these hardships, Jinger says she's come to view motherhood in a new light, one that feels less tied to obligation and more to joy and purpose. Being a mom is one of the greatest blessings, but it's not the only thing that defines me, she emphasized. Speaking out to help others. By sharing her story, Jinger hopes to encourage other women who may be struggling with similar feelings. She is particularly passionate about reaching those who, like her, grew up in restrictive environments and are now trying to navigate life outside of them. I want people to know that it's okay to question what you've been taught and to take your time figuring things out, she said. You don't have to have all the answers right away. Jinger has also been using her platform to advocate for healthier views on parenting and family life. Through her book Becoming Free Indeed and her social media presence, she has been open about her journey of self-discovery and the importance of mental health. Looking ahead. As Jinger continues to navigate life as a wife, mother, and public figure, she remains committed to forging her own path. While the shadows of her past may never fully disappear, she is determined not to let them dictate her future. I'm still a work in progress, she admitted. but I'm learning to give myself grace and to trust that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. For Jinger, the road to healing and self-acceptance has been anything but straightforward. Yet, in sharing her struggles, she's not only finding freedom for herself but also helping others do the same.